Hello everyone, I hope you are doing great. In this tutorial, we're going to learn different ways of selecting HTML elements from our index.html file, alright, using JavaScript, alright? So first, let's select this one over here, this H1, but using its tag. So let's start off, let's define a variable, alright? Let's call the variable item, right? It's going to be equal to document, and then get querySelector, sorry. And I'm gonna pass the H1 tag, and down below going to plug it to the console. I saved the file. As you can see, we managed to select the H1, and now I want to do something more than just plug it into the console. I actually want to change the color. Alright, so style that color. Let me give it a say red. Alright, if I save the file, as you can see, we managed to select H1 and set a red color. Alright, and let's move on to this over here. So I'm not going to select it by tag because I've already done it with H1. So I want to select it by class. So just come here, right? And with classes, right, with querySelector, if I'm selecting by class, I have to add a dot over here, all right? Then followed by the class, all right? And now if I save the file, as you can see, we managed to select it and set color to red, all right? Now let's move on to this p tag over here. This one, I'm going to select it using the ID. So with ID, there's two different ways. I could use the querySelector or the getElementById. So let's start off with the querySelector. So I have to pass the pound symbol here and followed by the ID. The ID is description, all right? So this description. If I save the file, as you can see, we managed to select this one, right? And set color to red, right? And this is using querySelector. Use getElementById, right? And with getElementById, I don't need to pass the symbol, so I could just save the file. And as you can see, the results stay the same, right? So now let's move on to, so we understood how to select by tag, also by class, and then by ID, all right? Now, let's say if I wanted to select more than one element, all right? So for example, these two, right, they have the same tag, which is p. So let's say if I wanted to select both of them. So I pass here the p tag and querySelectorAll. querySelectorAll, this one over. Sorry guys. querySelectorAll. And there was an error. Okay, don't worry about it. But I'm just going to console log. Gotta call the items, alright? Not only one. So as you can see here, we have two items, alright? This first p tag and this second one, alright? Creating a description, alright? So this one selected two p tags because we're using querySelectorAll and not querySelector. So querySelectorAll is always going to return an array, right? Even if there was no match, right? So even if there was no paragraphs, so if I came here, come out this, and if I save it, as you can see, we got back our empty array. All right, now let's get back to here. And now I could actually like select, let's say, the second one and add the style, right? So use like color instead of logging as a console. And go into the color, take the green, right? Sorry for the mess, but let me remove it. I have an error here, additional dot back here. And as you can see, I managed, so the items is an array. I selected the second index, all right. And then I used style.color, and then I set the color to green. You can see, all right. Now let's move on to, let's understand, since we could select by class ID tag, all right. We could also, let's say I selected this list over here, and then I wanted to get its children, right? So I could manipulate them further, all right? So let's say, so I could use, yeah, let's use this one over here. All right, items. I'm just gonna call it list, right? The document.querySelector, and in here I'm just gonna pass the list, and if I console log list, right, just to make sure it's all right. Yeah, we got back our list. Now I want to get all these elements, all right, in one array, all the ls. Use children, all right. I save the file. As you can see, I got back our array of HTML collections, right? So it's the first one, second. You see, as soon as I hover, actually it gets highlighted, right? So we got back our children, all right. Now, see if there is a way we could select the parent. So as you can see, this list is a child of this div, all right? So there we could select the parent. Well, of course, we could use the parent element. Let's save the file. As you can manage to select the div. And let's say I wanted to select this one over here, all right? I could use the parent again, the parent element. The parent of this div is this one over here. So I managed to get it, all right? Actually, there is another way I could go about this, which is I could use the closes, right? Closes. And in here, if I pass the class, which is parent in this case, right, and if I save the file, you can see I got back this div over here, all right? So now we've covered so far how to select items by tag, class, ID, also how to get the children, how to get the parent, right? Now, is there a way we could select siblings, all right? Actually, there was a way, all right? So let's say, let me change this to, let's select this item over here, call it second item, all right? But the second item, right? We go back over here, called it item, all right? And now, instead of logging into the console, I want to select this one over here. So let me first log it to the console, all right? So I could use item and then dot nextElementSibling, all right? Let's save it. As you can see, I got back John, right? Also, I could select the previous using previousElementSibling, all right? So come back here, previous. I save the file. As you can see, I got back this first item over here, all right? And I could also, let's say if I wanted to like add like some styling to it, let me, yeah. So here I just put dot style and dot color. Let me set it to red, all right? And as you can see, I selected the previous sibling of this item and I set its color to red, all right? So yeah, quick recap. We could select elements by their tag or by their class or by their ID, right? Also, we could select siblings or parents or children, right? So that's it pretty much for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and see you in the next one.